Welcome to Accurate Opinions Podcast. Today, my special guest is Miss Candy. Candy, how are you doing today?
Good.
She's all the way in from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas.
Where all the big stuff comes from.
Come on. Why you seem so timid? Are you okay?
I'm not timid.
Put your hands on the table, relax a little bit.
It's going to take me a minute.
Let your hair down. Yeah. So, how long have you been in South Carolina?
Since last Thursday.
Last Thursday?
Actually, Friday morning. My days are running together.
Oh, you decided to go on vacation and then come to South Carolina and hang out with us in the dirty South.
I came to meet my grandbaby.
Oh, okay. Everything all right? You sure?
It's all good.
Hey, Mama Liz told me to tell you that don't touch none of that sugar.
I stole it last night.
Come on now.
I did too. And he laughed so hard too that I just continued on.
I bet that's why Mama Liz hasn't talked to me in the last couple of days, because you were stealing her sugar. So, guys, today we want to talk about how we stay friends and we had history in the past. For some people, that's a challenge. For us, it hasn't been. I think I met you about 28, 30 years ago?
Probably, I think I was 21, 22.
No, you was older than that.
No, I wasn't.
You had to be. All right, let's start this thing over. So if you were 21, I was drinking beer back then.
Yeah, but you're in the military. You drank anyways. Those military people drink young.
No, I don't want to say that.
Well, I'm a couple years older than you. So oh, no. I wasn't 21. Let's take that back, because Kylisha was at least 3, and I had her when I was 21. So, okay. Yes.
So how did we meet?
How did we meet? Oh, at the martial arts studio.
Oh, yes. Is that school still there?
I don't think so. I think it moved. I think it's in Syracuse.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Well, guys, almost 28 years we've been friends. So
at least, yeah.
And we were a little bit lighter back then. Our hair was not as gray. We could move around. We were just talking the other day about backs and knees and joints.
It might have to do with martial arts, though.
Grandmaster Ray said something to me about that. She said that because of my sidekick and how it just locks out, she said that's probably I'm gonna have hip problems and knee problems, and I got back problems, so it's probably right.
I've had back problems.
Really?
I've had it for a long time.
Oh my God! Come on.
The hips are kicking in now.
All right. So guys, we had to get her on the camera so we could talk a little bit. So what do you think the key was for us to stay as friends? I mean, a lot of times you hear about exes, or they always at each other's throat. Was there a point that we just like hate each other, or you just kind of like hate me? Come on, man, put it out there, because I'm telling you,
I can never just hate somebody. I think it's more of I was disappointed. I was very angry back in my younger years, but I just can't let something like that take away my joy from life.
Hold on now. What do you mean I did something to make you disappointed?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Like where you put all that stuff in there.
Yeah. I mean.
Well, and we've talked about this before. I think it was, like you said, if we had met each other later in life, right, but we were young, and mentally I was ready for things that you weren't. And so when you didn't want what I wanted, and I'll call it the young phase, the young party phase, when you wanted that still and I wanted a home, I think that's what it was. And it made me the angriest, I think, once we were separated, once we got divorced, and you instantly found that. And I was like, but that's what I had in front of you all this time. I was showing you what we needed to do. And I think that made me angry for a few years.
Yeah, I think she's right. I mean, when I was younger, guys, it was kind of like pretty routine. I just worked on my car. I wanted the loudest stereo system, you know, the newest clothes, shoes. And she was more into trying to build a family, and I was more into wilding out. But, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's like, why didn't it work out? And pretty much what you just said, that's what I said. I said the exact same thing. Like, she saw more in life when we were younger than I did. You know, one thing for me is that it didn't really hit me until I was about 27, 28 years old. That's when the whole lifestyle really hit me. Like, okay, this is what you need to do. You know, all your friends have, you know, 2.5 children, you know, a big house with the white picket fence and everything. And I was still trying to figure out life. I was just trying to get me a new necklace or a new ring or something. You know what I'm saying?
New rims.
You know, you're right. So, but yeah, we went to Hawaii together. So how did you like Hawaii?
Hawaii was beautiful. Opened up my eyes about a lot of stuff. I know the first thing I told my family was, it's beautiful, but there are a lot of murders in this place. And there was a lot of crime. And then they, you know what they say, if you can America can make it through Hawaii, it can make it through anything.
I would agree with that. I had a lot of soldiers while I was in Hawaii. They didn't make it, guys. They didn't, you know, for whatever reason. I wouldn't say it's the women, but
it's the women.
Well,
women over there are beautiful.
Well,
women
I would
over
say
there, because other than that, I could have hung strong.
I would say that the women, because Hawaii is like a melting pot for women. So you get women from everywhere, all over the world, that just kind of converges in Honolulu. And you're like, whoa, okay.
They're very beautiful. They are very outgoing. They have no problem expressing themselves. And if you don't speak up, they will speak up for you as if that's their man. They do not have a problem.
All right. I agree with that. So, I mean,
the men know that too. The men over there hate military men going over there because the women want to run to the military men. Get them off the island.
Do you think they're trying to get them off the island?
That's what they say. And I know a lot of them that have left.
Yeah. You know, but most Hawaiians, they go to Honolulu. I'm not going to say
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, yeah. They moved to Las Vegas. You're right about that. So, but I mean, how do we stay friends? I mean, like, I remember when I first got back to the States, I was kind of frustrated with you because, you know, I knew
you did some things that make me mad.
Come on, man.
You're constantly making me mad about some stuff.
Oh, you know, but it's my turn.
Okay.
So whenever we got back, you know, we got a son together, guys, and I knew that I had to pay child support. But I was just getting off active duty, and she socked it to me. I was like, but you know what? That changed my view on child support, because when I have a friend, he'd be like, she want me to pay child support. Bro, but you need to pay that child support. You need to pay it off. I was hot with you about that because I didn't even have a place to stay. Here I am. What little bit of money I was making, she was trying to get some of that.
Mm-hmm. Now you want my point of view?
Yeah.
You're just trying to take care of yourself. I was trying to take care of myself and 2 children on my own little income. I didn't have a place to stay, and I had to go stay with my sister until I could try to save up enough. I struggled. We struggled. So for you to give in, but then, hey, kudos to you. I was very happy because I didn't have to fight you once you started paying. I could always tell people, no, Dwayne takes care of Devin. He takes care of his child. I didn't have to fight anymore.
Yeah, that you know, it was like being, you know, paying child support and then having friends that did not pay child support. You know, I tell them in a heartbeat. They were like, well, I pay for $600 a month. I'm like, dude, you good. You good. Nah, man, that's like, you know, $200 a week or whatever. I'm like, listen here, you got to pay $600. She got to pay light bill, water bill, feed him, clothe him. Daycare. Oh, man.
Because if I don't go to work, I can't do anything.
Shut your mouth and pay that $600. Girl, you want 7? You know, I think what frustrated me more than anything, though, was the fact that I had another man telling me what I got to do.
When you say another man, you must mean the government.
The government.
Because
I mean, thanks for putting it out there. Yes, the government.
Okay, because I didn't have any man back then. I was one of those parents, you can't be my child.
Yeah. But I mean, and then when you were living in Charlotte, then that was one thing because I could go up and pick up my son, and then I could bring him back. You know, I remember one day we were coming back, and he was I had to go to the bathroom, so I stopped side the road, go to the bathroom. And he was like, "No, Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom too." I was like, "Well, go up to the gas station. I'm gonna get you right." No, I want to go where you went. I'm like, I thought about that movie where the guy was teaching the little boy to pee.
He learned a lot. Remember, I sent him with you over the summer. When you said, "Can I take Devin for the summer?" I said, "Okay." I thought about it. I go, one thing. He needs to be potty trained when you come back. And listen, the day that I picked him up, I don't know if I ever told you the story. We were in the bathroom together. And Devin was going to the bathroom, and I stood in front of the sink, and I had to go really bad. So I stood there, and I undid my pants. Oh, he's gonna hurry. And as soon as I undid my pants, I stood in front of the sink. He goes, "Mom, you peed?" And I busted up laughing like, no, he thought I was standing in front of the sink peeing like a man.
Oh my God.
Because I stood there. It was hilarious though, but he came back potty trained. I was happy.
Wow.
It was hard to teach a boy, and I asked you how you did it, and you said some Cheerios in the toilet.
I remember she would get on me, guys, for like, I would put him in the bathtub, and she was like, "Do you wash him?" I'm like, "You better wash yourself." She's like, "You gotta wash that baby." I'm like, I put him in that bathtub with some bubbles for about 20 minutes, come back later, dry him off. He good as a he nice and clean. But
To this day, or probably not this day, but growing up, every time he got in the shower, he'd get out. And I said, "Devin, did you wash? That was too quick." "Yeah." And I go, I just look at him and go, "Come here. Let me smell you." And I would smell his arm, and he'd still smell dirty and get back in there.
Oh.
So then he would just wash his arm, or he knew where I was going to smell, and I had to trick him. "Let me smell your side." That boy thought he could just get in there and be clean.
That was awesome.
See, now I know where he got it from.
Oh yeah. Just sit in the bathtub, you'll be fine. So, what else did I frustrate you about?
That was mainly it. Well, no, that's not it. That's a lie.
Come on, man. You know, that was the only thing you really you kind of got on my nerves about was not it, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was my job to provide that, you know, because we were not together. So it was my job to provide that. But at the same time, I was going through too, and I'm like, she's not even taking into account that I'm going through too.
You probably were. But you were getting it. I'm telling you, roll up new rims, new clothes, and I'm just looking at you like, God, we're eating ramen noodles and watermelon. I used to get so mad. But it was what it was.
Yeah, that was. We can look back at it now and laugh. I think, you know, it was interesting. I will say that it was extremely interesting.
And so we've always had fun together. Everything, you know, we've never had problems in life where we were fighting. We always got along well. And I tell people that, I said, we're better friends than we were a married couple.
I agree.
So we keep it like that. There's always a change with marriage.
Yes. So she went on to get married, and I went on to I got married. So kind of went our own separate ways, but we still communicated, you know, still stayed in touch. And I don't think we yelled at each other and be like, you know, my freaking ex-wife, that kind of thing. Well, I mean, not to our face anyway, maybe behind each other's back, you know, to our own little fan club, our own little circle of people, like, let me vent to this person, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of person.
You need to work on that.
Yeah, no. I'm not one of those. That's even with my children. If I thought something was bad about me, I always said I'll let my children grow up to find out it themselves. I'm not going to put any bad ideas in. I never talk bad to Devin about you. Nothing like that.
That's good. And we were a martial arts family. So
we were strong. We were the power couple in Hawaii.
Yeah. Yeah, we rocked it in Hawaii. We used to fight every month in Hawaii. You know, so she would be in the brown red belt division, right?
Well, that's the thing. We used to fight about that. We did. Yeah. Because I was a black belt in Taekwondo. But Dwayne didn't like that. He wanted me to be in his martial arts style.
That's right. But she
accidentally taped over top of my martial arts video.
But you know, I remember 2 fights we were in Madison Square Garden. We did a lot of traveling, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of traveling for martial arts. If we had that money back now, we'd probably be a lot better off because we didn't win that much money. I don't think we win hardly any money traveling. But she was fighting in Madison Square Garden. They wouldn't let me on the floor because I wasn't a certified coach in her association. So I had to coach her from the second floor, looking over, and like, come on.
And I just kind of zoned out.
Yeah, she beat her, Tiger
street level.
Yeah, she did a good job. And then she came over to what I did. I did point fighting, and she did full contact. So she came over to point fighting, and she just beat the guys up. But that didn't work too well in point fighting. The referees didn't like that too much. But Kylisha, she never trained, but she grew up around martial arts. Mm-hmm. And then
she was at the studio in her little chair watching. Ever since she was born, within a matter of a month, she was sitting in her little chair.
And the funny thing is, like I said, she never trained, but she would come to my class and just wreck my students, and just laugh at them. I'm like, they're paying for this lesson.
She still has this day.
Yeah. And then Devin went to train, and he has skills, but he didn't want to. Whenever he wanted to be top notch, he would. So we traveled to Southeast a little bit. Me, him, a couple of my students, and everywhere we went, Devin was a force to be reckoned with. So he was a good fighter. We're a martial arts family, but we all broke up, man. It's funny because he's retired from the military with a hamstring issue. I got back problems. How about yourself?
Feet and back.
I said when I get to a certain age, what I was going to do is I was just going to relax, and I was going to start doing Tai Chi. So I might start doing Tai Chi.
I'm just to start out with some yoga. Go from there. My lead up to some Tai Chi.
So I would say if there's one thing that really made me mad is when you moved to Texas. I was I was hot.
Yeah, and that wasn't even for me. I was the only one that was single in my family, wasn't married, not settled down. I had just finished college, and Sharon needed me. Sharon wanted somebody from my family to move to Texas.
Sharon's my sister-in-law. She be wilding out. Hey. Hey, anytime Sharon posts on Facebook, it's on and popping.
She's the wild child.
Oh, yeah. So she moved out to Texas, and I was frustrated, not because she moved to Texas, but because it's going to cost me more money to get my son in from Texas. But I think we did a pretty good job at that.
We did. When Devin came to live with you, I'm telling you, that was the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. For me to break down and say, it's time, I can't do this. He needs a man.
I think he was 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It might have been 6 or 7.
But we would fly him back and forth from Texas to South Carolina, major holidays in the summer. Mm-hmm. So he would come back home. It wasn't bad that the flight was not that bad. The flight was only like $130 round trip. Mm-hmm. But the problem was he was a youth, so we had to pay that extra $150.
I was going to say $50 each.
Yeah.
It's $50 for every place that they landed. So if he had 2 stops, it was
exactly. Sometimes we would get a direct flight, but other times, we wouldn't. So, but
unaccompanied minor.
Yeah, they ripped me a new one. But then he came to live with me about how old was he?
I just know he was 9, 10 years old, something like that.
Okay, I thought he was in 7th grade.
He might have been. I just remember the time in my life. It was living in Texas. Everything is so far away. Mm-hmm. And so in order for me to go to work, I would have to drive an hour and a half with rush hour traffic. So by the time I would get off, it would just be him and Kylisha at home from school waiting for me to get there. And Kylisha and Devin were total opposites, night and day. And Kylisha started getting Devin in trouble. I'd come home and say, your homework done? He'd say, yeah, and I'm getting calls every day about his homework not being done. It was a constant. And I was like, I could not pull myself. I was either having to leave work to come get Kylisha because she was bad. So when it was Devin, I was like, he's not falling through the cracks and he needs somebody to be on him all the time. I can't let him be bad just because I wasn't there. So that's when you and I had the conversation. Right. I remember I was crying. You're like, why are you crying? He's just going to live with me. Yeah. I felt like a failure. I failed my child.
He came and stayed with me, but my
It
wife.
was good. Yeah, Tasha was there. It was great.
She took him in, and we had to I had to start stepping in and dividing it because my wife was educator, so he didn't go to school in our district because she taught in Columbia and we live in Lexington. So she put him in a school close to where she worked. So that was good for while he was in 8th, 9th grade, or 7th, 8th grade, whatever it was. But then when he was time for him to go to high school, he went to the high school that she worked in. And that was cool for the first year or two. And then I was like, nah, he needs to get out and go to another school. So, cause you got that, that perennial influence there. Everybody knows it's your child. So he ended up coming over here at the airport. And it's funny because he's so shy. And then when I saw him on the drum line at Columbia High School, my son had his head down. He was playing that drum like, why can't I get that kind of movement in my forms when I'm doing karate,
He loved it too.
Oh yeah, he did. And when he came over to airport, they didn't have that I want to be the best in him. So he would be like, Daddy, they're not doing this. And like, listen, this is your time to be a leader. It's your time to be a leader. So step up and lead them. And he tried, but they didn't have the drum line to do that. Columbia High. Columbia High was on steroids with that drum line thing. So it's all good. It's all good. But then he ended up going to the Army, graduating, going to the Army. Mm-hmm. Alicia, she started doing seamstress. Is that what you're doing?
That girl's been sewing all her life. She has. She's like undercover, doesn't realize her potential. But she always liked that and has built on it.
My mom did. She was in that field for a little while. She worked for Legs. I guess it's the stocking company.
I was just about to say, yeah.
That was big when I was growing up. They had a factory down in like the Florence area, and she worked there. Florence Cowards area. So everybody worked there. And I'm like, what do you do, Mom? She said, I sew the line across the top of the stocking. I'm like, really? They got somebody to do That's what she said she did. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot going into making a set of stockings, but
it's hard. That's some stretchy material. The needles will rip that stuff.
And my mom got some skills too with that needle, so that was good. So Kalisha's up in New York now, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's all right. And then Devin is here with me in Columbia. I was kind of afraid that when he graduated and he went to the Army, he was going to go back to Texas.
Yeah. How I feel about that. It's like people kept saying, are you ready to be a grandma? And I said, no, because my children all live in different states. I'll never see the grandbaby. They won't know me. And
I'll take care of him.
I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're this close because I love Devin. He still needs some guidance.
Yeah, my son lives about a half mile up the road, so it's not very far. So I was like, he's 26 now, right?
25.
25?
Yeah, he'll be 26 this year.
Okay. And he just bought his first house last year. I was so proud of him. I wanted to cry. I'm like, look at him doing his thing. So, I mean, he
moved fast.
Oh yeah.
He said, Mom, when I turn 25, that's when I'm gonna start doing stuff. He said he had a timeline, and he did all in 1 year.
Yeah.
Everything.
Proud of him. My grandson, my daughter-in-law.
He got married, had a baby, bought a house, bought a dog.
Yeah. Slow down, Junior. Slow down a little bit. You're moving a little fast now. So, have you relaxed up a little bit yet? I see you still like.
It's just me.
Oh,
it's me. Get a drink in me.
Oh, we had her drinking the other night, guys. She was over here drinking. I think she had 2 drinks, but that was it.
Yeah, I don't usually drink.
Yeah, you said that. You need to work on that. That's the issue. You might need to go to the doctor or something. But it's all good. So 30 years, 30 years, we're still friends. Mm-hmm. We were in a relationship before, guys, but still friends. I can text her every now and then, call her or something, and then we can chat it up for a little bit. So what happened with the whole computer website design?
Work. It's always work. I work for an awesome company. It's just what I do. It was just me, and we have grown. We're huge now, and so then it was still me working I was putting in 60 to 90 hours a week, just me. So when you have a job like that, I moved from a accounts payable over to booking coordinator. And with it just being me, it's no, well, I need to leave and go to class. That's what it used to be. Hey, I'm cutting off now. My stuff is done. I'm leaving. It's never done. So I can never leave and pick up my classes again.
Okay.
So yeah, they tell me we're going to give you back your, we're going to balance out that life to work ratio balance. I got it back for a little while. I still need some more help.
Yeah,
that's when I found out I was hurting the most, because once they gave me back my life a little, I tried to do some stuff. I was like, what is wrong with me?
Exactly.
Why can't I move my arm like I used to? What's going on?
I tried to do the split the other day, or try to stretch. I can't even stretch. I don't even know how to stretch. I feel like I'm going to injure something if I pull too hard.
You did good though with the little triathlon and stuff. You got out there. Once you realized things were going downhill, you started running.
Yeah, I mean.
And then you stopped again.
Yeah, I stopped again because I got injured. So, but.
Well, yeah. If I could go back to college, I would.
I wish Devin would get back into college. He has a lot of certifications, and he's in the IT. So it's funny because I'm in IT and I'm not certified, but he's in IT and he's certified. And then you were into the website stuff. Mm-hmm. He has the skill set to make it happen. But the longer you stay out of it, the more you
things are changing way too fast.
So you have to stay on it. So, and hopefully I can get him to come work with me and do some Wi-Fi. I think eventually installing Wi-Fi in homes and stuff like that is going to take off, because with the whole IoT revolution, I think that's going to pop off. So I need to link up with me like a builder or something, so I can do some
Excuse me. So he's going to do the installation part? IT installation?
IoT, the Internet of Things, the voice assistants and the lights and stuff, that kind of stuff. So I think eventually everything's going to go to that. It's just going to have that kind of
It's already heading that way. It's like where I live. I don't get very good internet service way out in the country.
Well, it's about, I tell people all the time, it's about, you can't control the speed coming into your house, but once it get in your house, then you can make it as fast as you want. Moving around your house, but you just can't exit that fast.
Yeah. My internet comes through the phone line. I can't even get digital. The closest tower from my house is 4 miles away, and they said the radius or the range for it is, well, they say it's 4 miles. I live 3.9 miles away from the tower. I don't get very good internet. It's enough to work from home, though. That matters.
So, but I think that's about it, guys. I mean, anything else you want to share? How we stayed friends so long? Because I'm smiling.
Because I'm just cool like that.
You cool like that? Hey, you gotta meet her mom. I mean, so her mom's cool too.
Well, her family's cool.
Oh yeah, her mom's. Yeah, her mom's cool. She don't even age. She's the same age.
My mom, she'll make the way she runs around, the things that she does, hiking. I would say swimming, skating, all that stuff. My mom goes circles around people. She's running circles. You would never know.
She's on it. So, but guys, that's all we have today. If you have any questions for Miss Candy or myself, leave them down in the comments on how we stayed friends so long. It has been challenging from time to time, but we don't hate each other or anything like that. We got beautiful children, so. We're
probably the biggest challenges were with raising the child. Questions.
Yes.
Other than that.
So everything worked out. So we're not at each other's throat. We like she said, we're probably better friends than we were, husband and wife. So that's a plus. So until next time, guys, if you like these kind of videos, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day now.
Bye-bye.